All right, my avid darlings. Hi, this is Miss White, and this screencast today is to talk to you about grit. And grit is something that can help you bounce back and follow through while you're pursuing your goals. Grit is a word on its own, and grit is also an acronym. All right, so an acronym, if you did not know, is a word that is formed by taking the first letter from each word in a series of words and making a new word out of it. So, for example, Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, is not an acronym because we do not say FBI. Okay? NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, that is an acronym because we say NASA. Alrighty, so that's an acronym. Now, grit was actually a word before it became an acronym, but that's okay because it still works. Alrighty, so this is a screencast. And during a screencast, I go through the PowerPoint with you and record my thoughts and what it is that I want you to know. The really nice thing about screencasts, though, is that if I talk too fast or if you get distracted and miss something, all you have to do is hit the pause button or the stop button and rewind and listen to it again. You can listen to the PowerPoint as many times as you need to get all the notes. You can pause, you can get caught up on the slides and things like that. All right? So you do not have to keep up, sorry, I just yawned, with what I'm doing. You can pause as you need to in order to get your notes down. Okay? And did I say notes? Yes, I did say notes. Okay, so we are going to, well, you are going to be taking notes. And there are a lot of options out there when it comes to taking notes. And I really encourage you to find a note-taking style that works best with your brain. Now, some of the things that we teach in AVID, if you are not new to AVID, if you've done AVID before, you know Cornell Notes. Even if you come from an AVID school, you know Cornell Notes. If your brain thinks that way, it's a great tool to use. There's also a tool called sketchnoting, and there are other ways that you can organize your notes. The key thing about your notes is that you need to be able to create focused notes from them. You need to have the space to highlight, ask questions, and things like that. You need to have space for a summary. So regardless of the note-taking format that you choose, you need to have the ability and the space on the page to turn your notes into focused notes. Okay? All right. So this is AVID, and we do want to make sure that we address our essential question. So on your paper, you're going to put down our topic, which is grit, and then the essential question, which is, how does grit help me bounce back and follow through when pursuing my goals? How does grit help me bounce back and follow through when pursuing my goals? That is your essential question. Okay, so grit, as I said at the beginning, is a word, and it's also an acronym. The word itself means firmness of mind or spirit, unyielding courage in the face of hardship or danger. Grit it helps us stick to things. It helps us follow through with things. It helps us stand up and try again. Or it helps us keep moving forward even when we wonder how we're ever going to get it done. All right? Now, the acronym GRIT is made up of 4 words, well, actually 5 words. But we look at the G, the R, the I, and the T, and we'll start with the G, and it stands for growth mindset, and you're probably familiar with this idea. Growth mindset is the belief that your basic qualities are things you can cultivate through your efforts. What does that mean? Well, in the same way that someone who plays a musical instrument or a sport will practice to get better, you can practice those personal qualities that you want to improve upon. If you want to do a better job about being on time, then you figure out, okay, I need to set a timer, I need to set a reminder alarm so that I'm sure that that I hear the alarm ring, so I'm out the door at 7:30 because it takes me 20 minutes to walk to school. If you want to do better about study habits, okay, so I'm going to improve my study habits. I'm going to establish a good place to study in my house, and I'm going to, again, set an alarm. I love alarms as a tool and timers as a tool to help me manage my time. Okay? All right. So, growth mindset. Well, let's look at what those two words mean. Growth is progressive development and a stage in the growth process, or the process of growth. Now, progressive development, that just means progress. You're working towards a goal, your growth, changing, learning, getting stronger, different things like that. A stage in the process of growth it's kind of like a stepping stone or a milestone. Now, we're not growing all the time, all right? We're learning and we're adding to our toolkit and we're doing things that help us grow. But sometimes we hit a plateau, and that's fine, where we sort of stay at the same level for a while, and then suddenly everything we've been practicing and working on comes together, it coalesces, and we're like, boom, and we fly to the next level in our learning and in our growth. Synonyms, and yes, you do need to write down the synonyms. Synonyms for growth are evolution and advancement. Because we as human beings, we are continually evolving and learning. Okay. Mindset. Mindset is a mental attitude or inclination. You might have seen posters in classrooms like attitude is the mind's paintbrush and things like that. And it's actually very true. What you think impacts who you are and what you do. All right? Okay. So, I don't know if you just heard that big beep, but I have no idea why it happened. So we'll just continue on. Okay. Perspective is a synonym for mindset, and so is outlook and viewpoint. Alrighty, the R in grit is resilience, and resilience is one of my favorite words and concepts. It's an ability to recover from or adjust easily to misfortune or change. If you've ever been on a trampoline, you know that as you're bouncing around, especially if you've been on a trampoline with other people, as you're bouncing around, sometimes you fall down. And it can be really, really hard to get back up again. Even on, the fact a trampoline sort of pops you back up, whether you want to get up or not. But resilience is that. Resilience is that bounciness, that ability to get up and start moving again. Life isn't easy, and we're all going to run into problems, and we're all going to end up down in the dumps at times. I mean, sometimes things happen and we get upset or angry or scared or annoyed or, ever so sad. And that's normal, that's human. But resilience, and we all have resilience. We've all got this. We can do this. Resilience means that we can get back on our feet and continue working towards our goal. Alrighty? Synonym for resilience is fortitude and self-determination. And that word is something that y'all should be familiar with because you are in AVID, advancement via individual determination, self-determination, same thing. Okay? All right. The I in GRIT is initiative. Initiative is energy or aptitude in getting something started. Now, momentum is what we have once we start, and momentum is awesome. And momentum is what we regain after we've fallen down and we're resilient and we stand back up. But initiative is what gets us started in the first place. It's the first step that we take in walking that mile. It's the first sit-up we do in our quest for a six-pack. It is the first speech that we give, even though we are shaking in our boots. It's the energy or the aptitude to start. It's the just getting started. Synonyms include action and drive. And then the last word in our acronym GRIT is tenacity. Tenacity is persistent in maintaining, adhering to, or seeking something valued or desired. I think my favorite word in the definition for tenacity is adhering to or adhering, because adhering is stick-to-itness. It's sticky. I'm sticking with it. I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep working. Okay. Synonym for tenacity includes dogged. And we're not talking, arf, arf, oh, wow. I'm not talking about dog. Dogged is connected. It's the idea, it's determination. So you can add, you can put that in parentheses if you want. Dogged, determination, they start with the same letter. Maybe it'll help you remember it. Perseverance. And then persistence. And you'll notice persistence and persistent, they share the same root. All right. So if you missed any of this, of course, you can rewind and re-listen, restart. And otherwise, thank you very much for listening. And I will see you in the next screencast when we talk about GRATE. Okay.